Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is now back below 30k. Bitcoin likes it there apparently. Bitcoin has dropped further. We talked about an upcoming price drop. We talked about that the low for Bitcoin is probably not yet in, which would imply that we actually see more price drops coming. This red candle yesterday on the Bitcoin chart was related also to a little bit of a sell-off in the stock market again. And what is very interesting is just looking at the top 10 that some of the gains of the last days, of course, were diminished again, and that Solana lost most. So we'll of course update in a Solana video. That was probably also related to the network outage yesterday. So this of course does not build a lot of trust with the Solana community. Okay, but this is a Bitcoin video, so let's take a look at Bitcoin, and it's interesting. So yesterday I told you that what we could have seen here on the way up, which I labeled as a wave 5 of Y of 4, because this is, in my opinion, a so-called complex correction, a WXY double zigzag correction, that this could be finished, and it completed here an impulse up, basically in this wave C of 5 of Y of 4. I'm sure that makes sense. No, don't worry. So it could have completed the overall correction of this overall Y wave. Therefore, I left it labeled like that the wave peaked here and we were already on the way down. In this scenario, which was quite likely because Bitcoin in this wave Y reached the overall target area here between 32.1k and 34.2k. It is still very possible that we still get deeper in the area. I still have to say that. Now, after the peak here, it then moved further down. You know, when you peak here in a wave Y, you do expect the beginning of the sell-off. And this would mean that we can now be in the final wave down, but we'll get to that in a minute. Now, the alternative, or the other possible option that I mentioned to you, was that the wave 4 actually hasn't finished, that the wave Y will be here, and that all of what we have seen here was only the wave A of the wave Y, because the wave Y in itself consists of 3 waves. So we've got a wave A, we've got a wave B, and a wave C. And that would then, with a very high likelihood, end higher than the previous high, or well, usually it would. So this is the alternative that we just have to deal with. But I told you as well that what we're looking for in this scenario, that we have this, that we come up once more, we would look for a corrective move down. Now the thing is, what we've seen here was impulsive, and I wrote that in the Telegram member channel yesterday already, that I think because this looks so impulsive, the downside potential is probably getting quite likely actually, that we might not see this move back up into this target area. So from that point of view, I currently think that we have seen here the peak, and that's currently, doesn't confirm that finally yet, but I'm leaning towards it, and that is based on the price structure itself. Something I mentioned in the previous video, that if we see an impulsive wave down, that this is getting more likely that the wave 4 actually already finished. And of course, I didn't know up here, if it would be impulsive or just corrective. This is just something we need to see. And it, for me, currently looks like that this was just impulsive. So I'm currently leaving it like that, as it was labeled, that the wave 5 of Y of 4 finished here, which means that the WXY pattern was finished and the red wave 4 finished as well, which means that we would now get into a wave 5 to the downside, which would sell off below 25.4k, possibly into the area around 22k. It's not absolutely confirmed yet, and I have to say that as well. That is just the uncertainty we have to deal with in financial markets, especially in the crypto market, where you have stocks on steroids basically. In the crypto market you have a lot of volatility and prices are moving faster, so it's a bit difficult, or not difficult, but things can change quickly, and we sometimes just have to wait for signals. But I think this is what we are facing here at the moment, that the wave Y finished and that we're already on our impulsive wave or way down. And this would mean that we have seen here already a wave 1, a wave 2, that this here, as I always say, a wave 3 is usually the longest one, a 3, then we move up in a wave 4, and we come down in a wave 5. Now, this could just be the first wave, this 5-wave move could just be the first wave of the wave 5, yeah, very clearly. At the moment, the wave 3 here came down to 29.3k. And if this is a wave 4, we have to look for a certain retracement level to be reached, which we can do as well. So let's take a look at that. What I would actually say is, because you have here this move, I have to label it differently, because this is a wave we cannot ignore. So what we have to do, we have to label it like this being a wave 1, of course, yeah. Make that yellow. This being a wave 1, then this being here a wave 2, that we're then coming down in a wave 3, but that actually what we're currently doing here, this is a subwave of this wave 3 in yellow. So again, putting that on the chart would mean, make it another color, that this here was another wave 1. This was the wave 1 of the wave 3. This here was the wave 2 of the wave 3 at 31,881. That this here, usually the longest wave, is the wave 3 of the wave 3, and that we're now waiting for the wave 4 retracement, which might have already happened, so we're going to take a look at that. And then if we now see a move down, which will be impulsively, then I think we have quite a good confirmation that it could be here really that wave 5 of the wave 3. So in this wave 4 of the wave 3, we should retrace into this area here between the 23.6% fib level and the 50%. So it already reached, as you can see, the 23.6% fib level at 29.9k. So the minimum has actually been reached. What a wave 4 needs to do. Most likely, you would expect the wave 4 to go to 30,300. Bear in mind, it's all probabilities. So we can certainly expect here a little bit more upside to 30,300, but it doesn't need to. The minimum has already been reached. And if we break below 29,315, then I think we are going down here in a wave 5 of the wave 3 to complete the subdivisions of that wave 3. Then we would see another wave 4 retracement in yellow and a wave 5 move down. And this is currently what I think is more likely given the impulsive structure of what is really coming down here. And one last really important comment is that this could still be this other scenario that I showed you, that the wave Y isn't finished yet, but as soon as we drop below 28,000 pretty much here, that wave X low, that would really take out all possibilities that we could still be in the wave Y. Yeah, so if we do something like this here, because I showed you that scenario, this would be a wave A. We're now coming down in a wave B and we move up in a wave C to complete the wave Y up here, possibly around 34k. This will be invalidated below 28k. And this is what we're waiting for. So it's currently unfolding in an impulsive way, which is good for my general expectation that we are making another lower low. But we need to really get below the 28k level to trigger more of this sell-off. Yeah. For me, yesterday what I said is that it seems a bit too easy to start this sell-off straight away. Therefore, I flagged up this possibility that the wave Y could possibly not be finished yet. But yeah, it came down quite impulsively. but at the moment still both options on the table, even though I'm now leaning, as I said, I'm leaning more towards this imminent sell-off scenario. And as soon as we maybe come up a little bit higher here in this wave 4 here in pink to maybe 30,300, we can expect another correction down, maybe already happening because the minimum requirement for the wave 4 was already reached. Now, from what we currently see here in this scenario here, yeah, what you've got on the chart, if I put the fib retracements again on the chart, if we say, right, this is still here, this is this wave 4 in pink, because people will ask, at which point does it actually get more likely again that we've already, that this is not the wave down, but that we are coming up in a wave C? And in my opinion, this would get very likely above the 61.8% fib level, above pretty much $30,900, because having a wave 4 here in pink going above the 61.8% fib level would be unrealistic. Yeah, it normally would not exceed the 50% fib retracement at 30,595. But the 61.8 still possible, but unlikely. Okay, and that is my view about Bitcoin here. Of course, I'll keep you updated. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.